it's about be back to the drawing board and taking the positives with the negatives from this afternoon and building towards one final day in Wales come Saturday.
And the tails are up now.
Yeah, absolutely. We showed what we're about. We showed what we're capable of. Even with a lot of changes, obviously Rob dropping out last minute and Jordan coming in and having an absolute stormer. So, I think it just shows how hungry lads are to perform well and take their opportunities. And, I think we're in a really good place now.
Jack, is the attitude different? This was a win, as was Scotland and Italy, but there seems to be a different attitude beating France.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I think the others were wins, but this was a performance. This was, it might have been 80 minutes, but, for 50, 60, 70 minutes, we showed some really, really good stuff, and we went back to the basics. We held onto the ball quite well at times, and, we brought them through so many phases and made them work really hard. And, disappointing, to a few of those scrums and not come away with a few points, and for them to get one over on us, even considering how well we were going in the scrum, the 3 or 4 beforehand. But I think we were so much better today than we had been in previous weeks, and it's about springboarding forward now, not taking a step backwards to go forward. We'll be pushing on. We'll be better again.
In that sense, looking towards next week, you're in a better position than you were in any of the previous matches against Wales next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to 5 points. We did what we wanted to do. Again, not a full 80-minute performance, but we were on leaps and bounds where we were a few weeks ago, even against Italy and against Scotland and England. So, we had a massive wrong to right about the last time we played here, that we lost at home to England in the fashion that we did, and we didn't do ourselves any justice. So it was great to come out today and really show that was kind of just a slip, and we're back and we're going forward.
How hard will it be to handle just playing Wales in that stadium? We saw what happened to England, didn't we? Eddie Jones said before the game he didn't think it was a fortress. That was a bit of a clanger, wasn't it? Because obviously everybody knows it's a really hard place to win, isn't it? Do you have to sort of, prepare yourselves for that, as well as playing Wales and everything that comes with it?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're going off to Wales, how passionate their fans are, their players are. How much noise and atmosphere there's going to be in that stadium, especially if the roof is closed. It's an incredible experience altogether. So we know that's something that we'll have to manage. It's probably not going to be too much about focusing on Wales, about focusing inwards and making sure we're at our absolute best. We know what Wales can do. Putting England to the sword the other week, considering how well they've been going early doors in the championship. So we know how Wales could be, how good they can be. So we're going to have to be at our best.
And for you personally, obviously Joe was saying if you'd been able, you would have played against Scotland. So you must have just been delighted to get out there today.
Yeah, Italy even, but yeah. Look, that was massively frustrating for me. Obviously, CJ taking that knock early on and kind of then getting a chance to play 8 against Scotland and putting in a decent performance. And then, I thought, right, this really sets me up well for down the line and the rest of the championship to pick up such an innocuous injury. The week of the Italy game was massively disappointing. Something I would have loved to be a part of and got on and played, but thank God it wasn't in serious and it bounced back quickly, and I was here today to kind of make up for that absence last week or 2 weeks ago.
Jack, can I just ask, what difference does it make that extra day in reality as a player building up to a match?
In the sense that we're playing on Saturday, we get 6-day turnaround. I suppose the emphasis on recovery. A normal training week we'll train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, play Saturday. But obviously we won't be training tomorrow after a heavy performance like that. So it'll be about recovery, make sure we're at our best and firing on all cylinders, and making sure that even though we're not on the pitch, that we're getting our details done, that we're getting nailed on early in the week, that we can build the physicality and make sure that when we rock up on Saturday afternoon, we can put in a dominant physical performance, because that's what it's going to take to beat Wales.
Jack, Joe said he was disappointed for Josh, but he was pleased that you got so much game time. Did you feel that your game needed that sort of length of game time today and that sort of match?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I didn't expect to be coming on that early, and missing the Italy game. I was kind of undercooked in minutes wise in the last few weeks. So it was probably a bit tougher on the lungs than it normally would have been, especially if I played against Italy. But great for me to get on early and to kind of show what I'm about and show that I can fill that role on the bench and come on and it can work seamlessly. And we can fit myself, Pete and CJ on the pitch at one time, and as we did in Australia in that last test. So a huge day for me, massive day for the team, and we look forward to another big week.
For the try, did you just say I'm going to bump that hooker back? Or
I just said I'll tuck it and hopefully I'll go as far as I can, and I think the wet conditions kind of had me slide that last foot or two. So obviously good to get it on the scoreboard again, but that's not what it's about. It's just about playing and putting your hand up, and I felt I did that today.